The Golden Path. This was the subtle yet significant thread that ran through Frank Herbert's original Dune series. For those who are not familiar with the Dune series, the first Dune book was published in 1965, and it was followed by five sequels. And in 1984, it was made into a Dune movie. And in the past few years, the Sci-Fi Channel produced the first Dune book as a miniseries, and they followed this up with a Children of Dune miniseries, which was largely using material from the second and third books. Now, the Dune story is about humanity, set within a futuristic time where there is a complex trading system that connects over 1 million inhabited worlds. In the first book, and this was depicted well in the 1984 movie, there is a power struggle for control of the planet Arrakis, uh, known as Dune. The planet Dune is unique in being the single source of a substance called spice, and spice is essential for how space travel works in the Dune universe. For the people that have only seen the 1984 Dune movie, they can finish the movie without realizing what Paul Atreides had truly accomplished. After all, in the film, Paul's family moves to Arrakis, and Paul's father is assassinated, and Paul is forced into hiding. And through a series of events, uh, Paul becomes the leader of the native peoples of Arrakis, the Fremen, and they are able to overthrow their Harkonnen oppressors, and Paul himself is able to become emperor of the known universe. Yeah, and this makes for a good story, but this is only a minor aspect of what Paul had accomplished. Really, one needs to have read the much of the original Dune novels to fully comprehend the magnitude of Paul's sacrifice. What needs to be understood is that Paul Atreides had a special talent that came through thousands of years of intentional, though secret, genetic manipulation. And this talent of his was triggered by the ingestion of spice. When consumed, spice was well known for enhancing one's mental acuity. In Paul and his children, notably Leto, ingesting the spice gave them precognition. They could perceive the future. They were literally able to enter a spice trance and perceive all the myriad threads of possible futures, not only for themselves, but for humanity as a whole. However, this gift, while wondrous, came with a terrible realization, and this realization terrified them. It eventually drove Paul to mad isolation, and this realization came to be known as the Golden Path. And what is the Golden Path? It is the single future in which humanity does not go extinct. For all threads of possible futures that did not lay on this single golden path, there is merely darkness, wherein humanity simply did not exist. For people that have only seen the 1984 Dune movie, they do not realize that Paul Atreides is literally working to save humanity from extinction. Perhaps not immediate extinction. The Golden Path lay so far into the future that it would be something like 10,000 years before humanity would cease. But Paul could see it. However, it should be pointed out that in the time frame of the universe, 10,000 years is mere seconds in a cosmic framework. To put that in human terms, 10,000 years is equivalent to 500 generations, assuming a new generation is born every 20 years. Now let me briefly summarize that in the Dune universe, composed of a million worlds, all colonized and part of a complex system of interstellar trade, which had been built up over a period of about 10,000 years. The people in charge are ruling families, each of which has a controlling fief over the peoples of their given world. In order to, in order to maintain power, the goal of each ruling family is to extract the entire resources of their given world before moving on to an entirely new world. And this is only practical for once you've exhausted all the resources of a given planet, you move to a new planet where you can start anew with fresh resources. However, this has alarming ties to ideas put forth by Ronald Wright, who is a real-world historian and author, who a couple of years ago published A Short History of Progress. In his work, and here he is speaking about Earth, Wright observes that modern-day humans are on a 10,000-year experiment with civilization. He describes in particular how four historical civilizations, those of Easter Island, the Sumer, the Maya, and Rome, self-destructed due to lack of foresight and poor choices. Wright expresses the premise that each time history repeats itself, the price goes up. These concepts extrapolate into the fictional Dune universe, where there is an incredibly complex economic system in place that is highly dependent upon a limited resource in the form of spice mined from the planet Dune. And this forms a basis for the power struggle between the various ruling families. It is this power struggle that leads to the crisis, as previously mentioned, that surrounds the Golden Path. In the Dune series, the only way of achieving the Golden Path was through the help of Paul's son Leto, who through much personal sacrifice helped to guide humanity towards a way of life based in moderation. Not a life of poverty, but one where a uniform standard of available technology was available, such that people could live satisfying lives. The interesting point of Frank Herbert's work is that the transition to moderation in life is not easy, nor is it a fast transition. In the Dune series, it would be another 3,500 years before Paul's son Leto could accomplish enough work to ensure the Golden Path. Of course, in the Dune universe, there's a million colonized worlds that all had to undergo social change. Here on our world on Earth, we have but a single world, where, according to Ronald Wright, we are currently using 125% of this planet's annual natural capacity. And for all our power struggles between our various ruling families, the question must be asked, are we on our own golden path?